Well, good morning team. As you can see, the coffee's not ready yet, so I haven't made the sourdough masterclass video edits. So what we're going to do today is do some Cinnabuns with sourdough, so there's something to look at until the rest of it's ready. Right, so for Cinnabuns today, take your mother wet spoon, 2 tablespoons of mother, 1, 2, a little bit more. Okay, 400 grams of flour, 400 grams of water. Right, so stir it up well. Should have a consistency a bit like thin pancake batter. Maybe a bit thicker than that is also fine. That's going to be your starter for the Cinnabuns. Put a lid on it, leave it for 4 hours. So the build is ready, looking nice and bubbly. And what we're going to do is take 250 grams of that to use for our buns. Okay, so we're now ready to go for the mix for our Cinnabuns. What you want to do is do an autolyse, so take all the flour, which here is about 475 grams of flour, add the milk to that. You're going to add all of the sourdough mix as well, which is our build. I'm going to scrape that in a moment when I have a free hand. And then you can add the sugar and the eggs as well. But not the salt. And then leave that, stir it up well. Okay, so just take a little bit of flour to loosen it off the bowl. Just going to put it on the counter. And then what we need to do is just knead it a little bit so that it's ready for use. So let's just get it around. This is going to do this for about 3 to 5 minutes. And then I've already done it a little bit now, so I've cheated a little bit on the top there, and it should come round to be a nice ball of dough like that. Still hasn't got the salt in it. And then put it in there. In 1 hour, we'll add the salt. So now it's been sitting for an hour. What we're going to do is add the salt. This is the end of the autolyse session. So you just sprinkle it on the top, and then we add a little bit of milk just to dissolve the salt, like that. And then just fold it in. And you can see it's got a really nice consistency now. A few folds, like this. Get the salt nicely into the dough, and off you go. And the reason we put the salt in late is it allows the protein and all the glutens to develop in the flour in the hydration phase. Right, so the dough is ready now, so all we have to do is just give it a little turn, put it out on the counter, ready for rolling. Okay, it's a little bit sticky, but otherwise good to go. So let's put that over here, dust the counter, dust this, turn it over, there she goes, stretch it out a little bit of flour on the top, and roll it out. So it's nice and relaxed now, so we've got it all the way out to about 40 centimeters by 50 centimeters. That's about 21 inches by 16 inches. So we take 1 cup of sugar, nice dark packed brown sugar, very packed here, so I can't even get it out of the cup, which is perfect. And then we take a little bit of 3 tablespoons of cinnamon. I'm going to use my hands just to mix it all together nicely to make a nice cinnamon sugar mix here, and you get to inhale all the cinnamon dust, which is fabulous. So you take some butter which is not fully melted, it's very, very soft, and you basically put butter all over the surface here. Let's just get it all over everywhere, because we're going to stick the cinnamon sugar to this. And what we have here is exactly 1/3 of a cup of butter, which in grams is about 90 grams of butter. Put it all over the surface here, and then we're going to spread the cinnamon on the top. And last bit of butter there, and then we sprinkle the cinnamon sugar mixture nice and evenly all over the surface, and that's going to make a fantastic cinnamon roll when it's all rolled up. And we're going to show you how to roll it in just a moment when this is all spread everywhere here. Nice thick layer of cinnamon, and get it all the way to the edges here, and then spread it out with your hands. And now we're going to roll it, so you take the first edge and just put it in like this. In we go. And then you just keep it coming nice and tight, so roll it in on itself just a little bit, and off we go. Quick movement so it doesn't stick to you or anybody else. Get it nice and rolled up here, nice and tight. Nice tight roll all the way on the long axis. So you've got a 21-inch or a 50-centimeter long cinnamon roll. So we've got to grease our pans just a little bit here with the leftover butter. Always good to make sure you make use of all of it. Nice and greased all the way around, because this is going to stick beautifully otherwise. All the way like that. Do this one, and then we're going to load it up. We're going to cut the rolls and put them into these pans. We may not need both pans, but let's see how we go. Okay, now we're going to cut it into pieces, about 2 centimeters for each one, and you put them in like this. It's nice to have the pretty side up, and about 2 centimeters. We'll load one up here. Let's keep doing this. A little bit of space between them. They are going to rise, and then you want them just to be above the edge of the pan there, so about 2 centimeters or so. Just keep doing that. Off we go. Another 2 here. Looks like we might just get away with 1 pan if we're lucky. Let's see how we go. And so we just keep cutting them up, putting them in here. 9 in there, and this is a 9-inch pan here, about 25 centimeters. So we don't want to waste our last few, of course, and you don't want to overstuff them. So what we're going to do is just grease up a smaller pan here and make a little cozy threesome here. 1, 2, 3. In they go. 2 and 3. Remember, put the nice side up, and those are good to go. And they're looking nice and puffed up. And so we're going to put them in the oven now for 15 to 20 minutes and cook. Okay, so we're ready here. And there we go. They're looking nice and golden brown. And put them up on the counter here. Just up here, because sometimes they leak over and you don't really want to have caramelized sugar all over your oven. So now we're going to tip them out and let them cool. So we're going to tip them over onto the tray. It will come out. There we go. Really gelatinous. Looks really good. And then we're going to move them here so they dry and cool like this, and just flip it over the other way around. And there they are, ready to cool, and icing's next. So the next thing to do now is to make the icing. So what we need is here 200 grams, or about 2 cups of icing sugar, 100 grams of cream cheese, and here melted about the same amount of butter. We're going to mix them all up. Sugar, dust cloud, great stuff. Butter, in it goes. We're also going to add a little bit of lemon juice to this as well, or orange juice, or orange rind, whatever you like. So about a teaspoon of juice or 1/4 teaspoon of rind is really good. We're going to whiz it up. But now it's time to ice it. So what's really good for this is a fork. What we can do here is just grab some of the icing with the fork and then just sort of spread it on so it makes a sort of Jackson Pollock effect like this. And on it goes. Squirt it around a little bit. Right, lots of icing on it, and then the next trick to do is just spread it around a bit with a fork like this. So here we have Fitzbilly's style sourdough Chelsea buns as well. Same recipe, just no icing. Flip them over with the caramelized side up.